So I'm going to share with you all the syllabus. I will be sharing the same in the WhatsApp group, but I just want to show you the topics that we will be doing in this semester. So this is your paper, corporate grooming and etiquette, and these are the topics that we will be doing. The paper code is BHCM 606. Okay, this is your paper code. And we'll be doing these topics. Module 1, personal identity and self knowledge. All right. Module 2, greetings and introductions. Module 3, personal grooming and formal dressing. Module 4, workplace etiquette. And Module 5, etiquettes, which includes dining etiquette, restaurant etiquette, travel etiquette. Alright, so we'll be doing these topics. So I will share this syllabus with you all in the group. Once all the students join the group, I will also share the syllabus there in the group so that everyone can have the syllabus or the course content. Okay, so this is the topic that I am going to explain it to you all now. Okay, so this is a topic which is included in your first unit. Okay, so I am now going to talk a little about self introduction. So, this is a very common topic, and you all are quite aware of it, isn't it? Self introduction is the act of introducing yourself to someone. When you provide a certain details about yourself to someone, when you meet him or her for the first time, that is known as self introduction. Now, what are the details that you would provide when you would give your introduction or when you would meet someone for the first time? You are going to start with your name, isn't it? You will start with your name. Then you will say where are you from. After that, you will mention your qualification, isn't it? So these are the certain things we generally mention when we meet someone for the first time. And when do we introduce ourselves to someone? We introduce ourselves to someone when we meet them for the first time. Okay? Now, we should always take care of a certain things when we introduce ourselves to others. We should not only just say our name when we introduce ourselves to someone. When we introduce ourselves, we should not only just say our name, we should include something more. We should not just end it with our name. Okay, there are people who just say that I am ABC and it's over. No, you're not supposed to do it. You are supposed to say something more. You're supposed to add something, and you're not supposed to end it in just a second. Your introduction should be at least of 1 minute. Okay, now how to introduce yourself? As I had already mentioned, you are supposed to begin with your name. Now do not start with myself. Why? Because myself cannot be used in the beginning of the sentence and it is incorrect. Okay, so do not begin with myself. You can just say my name is. Okay, you can use my name is to say your name. Then say your full name. Do not just say your first name or your last name. Okay, you have to say your full name. All right, my name is Jayashree Deka. And when you say your name, the other person must be able to understand that yes, this is your first name and this is your last name. And how will you be able to make it clear? After you say your first name, you have to wait for a second and then say your last name. Okay, and if you have any middle name, you also need to mention that. Do not add Mr. Miss when you give your introduction, because the other person can see you whether you are a Mr. or a Miss. Okay, after you say your name, what you need to do is you have to say the name of your hometown. Now you're not supposed to provide the postal address. Okay, do not start from house number, byline number. Okay, that is not at all necessary. What you have to do is you have to just mention the name of your city or the name of your town, and that's enough. I am from Guwahati. I am from Dibrugarh. I am from Shillong. And if you are in a different state, okay, suppose you are from Shillong and currently you are in Guwahati. In that case, you can also mention the name of the state. I am from Shillong, Meghalaya. So first of all, you have to mention the name of your city or your town, and then after that you have to mention the name of the state. I am from Shillong, Meghalaya. I am from Guwahati, Assam. Okay, not Assam, Guwahati. This is the correct way of telling about your hometown. After you mention your hometown, you have to mention about your qualification. Now, what is qualification? When you finish a particular course and you pass that course, then only you can say it as your qualification. You all are in the 6th semester. What is your qualification? Your qualification is not yet bachelor's. Okay, once you pass the exam, then only you can say that this is my qualification. Okay, until and unless you do not pass, you cannot say it as your qualification. Currently, what is your qualification? Currently, your qualification is only class 12. HS, higher secondary, because you have the last exam that you have passed is higher secondary. Okay, you can mention about your qualification, and you can also mention about your course that you are currently pursuing. Okay, now if you are mentioning about your qualification, that means you are mentioning about a course that you have already passed. In that case, you also need to mention the year of passing. Okay, you need to mention the year of passing, and you also need to mention the name of the institute, okay, along with the name of the course. Because now you are pursuing a course, so what you have to do is you have to say that I am a student, or I am currently pursuing this particular course. Okay, or I am a student of the name of the course, and mention your semester 2 and the name of the institute. Because you have not yet passed, so that is why no need to mention the year. Once you mention your semester, the other person is quite clear when you are going to pass. Okay, so in this way you are supposed to talk about your qualification, academic qualification. Then after that, if you have any other qualification, for example, if you have done any other certificate course, then you can add that too. For example, I have completed 1 year diploma in computer application from ABC Institute. So when you are mentioning about any other course, you are also supposed to mention the duration, because these short-term courses are of 6 months or 1 year, and sometimes of 2 years too. So you are also supposed to mention the name, the year or the duration of the course, and also the name of the institute from where you have done the course. Okay, but do not mention anything which you cannot prove. You must have the certificates. Okay, you must have the certificates, and only if you have the certificate, then only you can mention that. After you mention your other qualification, you can say a little about your family. Now, saying a little about your family does not mean that you have to give details about your family. If you live in a joint family, then just say the total number of family members. Just mention the total number of family members. I have 6 members in my family. I have 7 members in my family. If you are a part of a nuclear family, you can say it in this way: I have my parents and my sister back at home. I have my parents and my brother back at home. That's it. Nothing more than that. All right. After that, you can mention about your hobbies. Okay, you can mention about your hobbies, and be logical when you mention about your hobbies. Do not mention hobbies such as sleeping, chatting, eating. Okay, mention something that is logical, that is relevant, that does not sound silly. Okay, and after that, mention about a skill. Mention about a skill which will help you to stand out. Okay, you can mention things such as I'm a quick learner and I also like to learn new things. So this is a skill that I have. What is my skill? I am a quick learner. I can learn things quickly, and I am also interested to learn new things. So these kind of things, this kind of mentions will help you to stand out. You can add any of your skill. You can mention any of your skill. Now this is a simple introduction, all right, especially when you introduce yourself in an interview. This is an ideal introduction. Now, if you have any kind of experience, if you have any kind of experience, or if you have done your internship, you're supposed to mention that too. And when will you mention that? After you mention your other qualification. After that, you can mention you can mention about your internship and if you have worked somewhere earlier. Now, when you mention about your internship, do not forget to mention the duration and the name of the organization, and also mention that you were an intern in that particular organization. I have worked as an intern in suppose Schulingren for 6 months. Okay, so you're supposed to mention in that way. And if you have worked somewhere, mention your designation, mention the duration, and also mention the name of the organization. All right, so this is how you're supposed to give your introduction. And especially, you're supposed to add all the points when you are asked this question in an interview, when you are attending any hiring event, when you are introducing yourself in a formal environment. So you're supposed to add these details. All right. So this is how you're supposed to give your introduction. And these are the situations when you give your introduction. When you meet someone for the first time, when you face any interview, okay, when you're introducing yourself in a formal event, okay, when you are giving any kind of presentation, when you are networking with someone, okay. So in these kind of situations you have to give your introduction, and this is how you're supposed to give your introduction. Okay, so any doubts, students? I will also be sharing the notes with you all. So do you have any doubt? Have you all understood? Please write it down in the chat box whether you have understood or not. That's all for today, students. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow you are again having a class. So tomorrow I would like to ask all of you to join again at 11:15. All right. So thank you, everyone.